I want you to witness the effects of my genius firsthand.
Dropping the plank in 5.
This is Jensen. We've got a bead on an odd signal not far from you. It could be nothing, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Better safe than dead. Strike team, get eyes on. We need to know what's happening in our backyard.
So the first thing you want to do is head to your tombstone. Or if you don't have a tombstone, you want to gather the items that you want to put in your tombstone. What I already had a tombstone set up, it's got money and it's got a bunch of items in it, but I did want to change a couple things that were in my tombstone, as well as make this video so that you guys could see how to set a tombstone up. So the first thing you're going to want to do is acquire all of the items that you want to put in your tombstone, as well as a tombstone soda, and as much money as you can possibly get. My tombstone almost has max money in it, but not quite. But as you'll see, I run into a friendly gamer who just happens to give me the rest of the cash that I need to go ahead and max my money out. So for me to get the items I want in my tombstone, the first thing I'm going to do is go to my previous tombstone that I had set up, because it's got basically everything in it. I always put my tombstone in the same spot. It's easy to find. You have a 25% chance of spawning on the side of the map that it's on. It's a big map, so occasionally you will have to run to get to it. I do like to store a large backpack in mine. As you can see, I threw down the knife because it'll basically just copy it and it won't give you an additional knife unless you throw it down and pick it back up. But I don't need the 3-plate vest in there. I have enough money that that'll be something I can purchase easily and have on my character. I opted for the 2 ether blades instead of the 3-plate vest. Now the next thing I need to do is go find a tombstone soda, which just happens to be right down the street from where I'm at. I kind of got lucky as far as that goes. I'm going to start heading that way, but then some people pull up in a car that they're not using anymore. It's about to happen here in just a minute, and I'm going to borrow their car to do the rest of my driving to get my tombstone soda. So the next thing you're going to need to do is die. So like I said, I always put my tombstone in the same place, which allows me to kill myself the same way. I don't really have to have zombies beat me down. I kind of die to fall damage, and then that will reset my tombstone. Everything that is currently in my backpack, all the money currently on my person, will be in the tombstone when you come into the next match. You just have to go to your tombstone and retrieve it. The only thing that you lose by doing this is your weapons, and I'm not really too worried about losing this Tomfa. I have all 3 of my slots open. It's not really that big of a deal. 20 guns in my contraband. You could come in with no weapon if you were that worried about losing it, but I wasn't really that worried about it. So I threw down my self-revive. I'm not going to need that. I do need to die out. And this is where I run into the kind gamer who goes ahead and tops me off on the rest of my money. If you look down at that lower left-hand corner, you'll see that my money is 9s all the way across.
My money's full, bro. I'm at 99999.
But this is a good place. If you remember, right by the train station here, excuse me, up in the gray part of the map, you will generally find people like this that are willing to give you money, schematics, different things that you might want to put in your tombstone. The Modern Warfare Zombies community is really nice. So now the last part is to just fly down here, let myself die and bleed out, and then we'll go ahead and load into another game, and I'll show you how everything is in your tombstone.
All stations, we get in and out alive.
Alright, so now we've loaded into the next game. Just to show you that everything works, I'm going to run over to the tombstone, show you that everything is in my tombstone, and then how you can leave and duplicate your items. So everything that you leave with will stay in your backpack, and you won't lose your gun as well. So you'll get to keep your gun and all the items in your backpack.
But I wouldn't bet on it.
Better safe than dead. Strike team, get eyes on. We need to know what's happening in our backyard.
Stronghold ahead. Terminus won't give it up without a fight.
So this time it did spawn me pretty far, almost clear on the other side of the map, away from my tombstone. So I am going to skip ahead a bit so you don't have to watch me basically just run all the way. I'm going to find a truck, and then we'll pick back up right around there.
That's a Terminus jam. My bet is they're sitting pretty on a cache of equipment, too.
It got a little hairy there for a minute. It's important not to die, because you will lose your tombstone, I believe, and everything that's in it if you don't collect your stuff and you die. I don't think that it will carry over to the following round. I've never died to let that happen. Again, I've skipped ahead just a little bit while driving, just so you don't have to see me drive quite so much, but we're getting close now. And you'll be able to see that everything is in my tombstone just the way that I left it. If you have a vehicle, it makes it real easy to hop up here. Don't everybody start leaving their tombstones up here. I don't want to get confused, you know. But always put the large backpack in there. That way when you come, you can take all of the items out of the tombstone. It is important. You do need to take all the items out and let the tombstone bust, like you saw up there. Now I'm going to show you how to exfil and keep all of your items. There's a specific place that I do it. I believe it will work in other places. I just know for sure that it works here. If you remember how you could kind of extract in DMZ and keep all of your stuff when you went down to travel, to the Koshi complex? And you could kind of glitch yourself out and keep all of your items. This works very similar to that. So I'm just going to go ahead and go down here, and then I will explain it when I get there. This exfil is always here as long as you select the Act 4 mission, which you can do in the very beginning. Just select the Act 4 mission so that this exfil is available to you. I was going to drop down here and pull up my inventory just so you could see everything that was in it, but it instantly spawned with zombies. So you basically just come down here, activate this stone, and then when you see the white and purple swirling light, I hit the PlayStation button in the center of my controller. It'll take me out to my home screen, immediately close the game. So right here, you want to exit out, close the game. Now I've loaded back into the game, and you're going to see that everything is still in my backpack, as well as my 2 weapons will still be equipped on my person. So there's everything in the backpack. Now if your backpack is full and you want to put items in your backpack, I believe I have like 60 items in my 10 item backpack, you're going to want to go into your acquisition stash, go over to your rewards, and swap it out with something that's in your rewards. You will need to keep 1 item in your rewards to be able to do this, but you just swap it out with your reward item and then unequip that reward item, and you can see each time I have so many items, 58 I believe at this point, and you can just keep stacking them up. That way you will never run out of these important dog bones, blades, the golden vest, all of that fun stuff that just makes the game basically like you're playing on God mode. It's really fun, so go ahead and give this a try. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching it. If you learned anything new, you can add me, and I am happy to play with anybody. I'll drop you weapons, money, stuff like that. Got no problem doing that. Everybody have a blessed day. Tell somebody you love them, and I'll see you next time.
Well, my job's done.